how can we help the customer understand that they are going to be in the heart of the product development of Nuwa Pen specifically. And a few months ago, we announced that we would be shipping in public beta. And we noticed that a lot of people didn't really understand what that meant. Crowd building in simple terms is a very tight feedback loop between the company and the customer. The product that we're building and the wishes of the customer and their experiences. It's different from crowdfunding and crowdsourcing because it's a term that encompasses being able to integrate and iterate on customer feedback as fast as humanly possible. Like with crowdfunding, you're basically asking, hey, we're going to make this product. Do you want to be a part of it? If so, you can fund it. But that's usually where it stops with most Kickstarter campaigns and crowdfunding campaigns. Crowdsourcing, on the other hand, there's a company that does that very well, like Lego with Lego Ideas, that gets the community to come up with ideas that Lego can then put into action. But then again, that set is done and there's no way that you can continue to iterate on it. That's also part of their business model. It is inevitable that people have tons of ideas that they'd like to put into the project. And we're only have so many resources. However quick AI is advancing and being able to help us co-develop, and it is also so that you are also constrained to the resources of the company. So specifically to Nuwa Pen, and why I think crowd building is a good term to highlight what we are going to be doing and what we're doing already. In the last year or two, the whole AI storm has changed the way people interact with their products. I think something like crowd building will make it very easy and for people to both understand that the product can adapt very quickly around emerging trends and the benefits that users expect from them as well. The concept isn't completely grasped out of thin air. The idea of building a product together has existed for a while, but by solidifying it and giving it a term, we're going to make sure that the customer also understands that they are a pinnacle point in being able to steer the direction of the product. In our case, we have a product that we can continue to refine and improve over time with the customer's feedback, not just what apps do you want it to work with or how do you wish it would work, but also being able to understand how the pen is constantly moving in tons of different people's hands. Through crowd building, the relationship between the creator and the customer actually fundamentally changes. It's not where the customer just purchases a product and most of the development stops there or comes in pieces and bytes over the span of years. No. It's much tighter. Crowd building, really, one of the major pushes wasn't only to understand what kind of integrations people want. It wasn't only to understand that the digital copies are going to vary depending on how people write, and we need that kind of data to be able to refine it. But it is also, hey, there's a brand new trend out there, agentic AI. Can we implement that with Nuwa Pen, and how will that work? We have tools available like feedback.nuwapen.com in Nuwa Pen's case, that people can quickly put their feedback in. We can quickly gauge which features need to be put out first just by tapping a vote button so that we can continue to improve the total experience of Nuwa Pen. What we will primarily be looking at is what will have the biggest impact on the customer experience. It could be a bug that we need to fix as fast as freaking possible, that we didn't know existed, but thanks to these tools, we're like, we got to go do this fast. But at the same time, it could be one of the things that are at the top of the voting process. Like, let's say by far this feature has 80% of the votes and people really excited to get it. Well, I would say, I think we should put that on the roadmap and see how fast we can put it out there and communicate to the customers like, hey, we started doing this. We think it's going to take this long and we can't wait to release this feature by that date. You can't fulfill everybody's wishes. And sometimes the technology just isn't far enough. You don't have the resources to handle that type of technology. And then you just kind of have to look yourself or the team in the eyes and be like, this is a phenomenal idea. We just can't do it with what we have now. We have to put it in the backlog, and we're going to try and figure out how we can get there maybe sometime in the future. You won't be able to fulfill everybody's demand right now, but you have to see how you can shape that together and give the customer something they truly find useful. And that is something that crowd building will enable us and hopefully other companies to do. Crowd building will turn into something like people are actually building things together as a crowd and maybe democratizing it as well. Like We don't know where it could go, but I'm very excited for the future. It's just really cool to see and to give the people who buy your products the influence over shaping the future of it. And that is something that makes me very happy too, because I'm able to give people what they want, and we are able to continue building something people find extremely useful. Well, we can't think of everything here in the office. So we need people, crowd builders, especially the first 6,000 that we'll be shipping to help shape the future of this product and continue to do so once it's out there. In a world that is constantly changing, is not only how do you keep up, but how do you set the pace? And that is something that crowd building is going to allow us to do.